god rose from the anvil, wiping away sweat, and the flames obediently subsided before his will. Homer, The Iliad, Book 18. Hephaestus was not born amid songs and triumph, but in the shadow of disappointment. His birth did not bring joy to Hera, the goddess who sought perfection. The infant was lame and weak in appearance, and in the eyes of Olympus this was a stain on divine greatness. Unwilling to see a reminder of imperfection, Hera cast her son from the heavens. His fall lasted a long time, through the clouds, the wind, and the silence that separates the gods from the world. At that moment, Hephaestus's body broke, but his spirit was tempered like metal and fire. Thus began the story of a god whose strength was born not from lightning but from pain. Hephaestus fell into the sea and was rescued by sea nymphs, who sheltered him on the island of Lemnos. There, far from Olympus, he experienced loneliness and silence. His body never fully healed, but his hands became strong and his mind sharp. Among the caves and rocks, he lit a fire for the first time, not as an element but as a tool. The flames obeyed him, changing shape, becoming an extension of his will. It was here that he learned to transform pain into creation. Exile became his school, and loneliness became the anvil on which the godsmith was forged. Deep within the caves, Hephaestus created his first forge. Stone became the floor, lava became light, and the hammer became the voice of his heart. Each blow to the red-hot metal was an attempt to prove to the world that strength does not always have a perfect form. His creations did not simply serve, they lived. Under his hands, metal became weapons, jewelry, protection, and symbols of power. He forged the first mechanical creatures that moved on their own, as if they had souls. Thus, Hephaestus became the only god who did not create with words or lightning, but with labor. The fame of Hephaestus's skill reached even Olympus. The gods needed the one they had once rejected. His return was not a triumph. It was a recognition of necessity. Hephaestus appeared among the gods not as a supplicant, but as an equal. His limp no longer seemed like a weakness, for everyone saw in his hands a power capable of changing the course of events. Olympus accepted him back, but he no longer belonged there completely. Hephaestus remained an outsider, observing and creating without seeking approval. It was Hephaestus who created Zeus's lightning bolts, Poseidon's trident, Athena's shield, and the armor of heroes. His creations determined victories and defeats, even if his name was rarely mentioned alongside them. He forged not only metal, but also destinies. Every sword, every piece of armor carried a part of his pain and perseverance. His creations were perfect not because they were beautiful, but because they were true. Legends were born in the fire of his forge. Despite his talent, Hephaestus found no peace in his heart. His marriage to Aphrodite became a symbol of the inequality between beauty and labor. Love was as difficult for him as the journey back to Olympus. He experienced betrayal and bitterness, but did not allow them to destroy him. Instead of revenge, he chose creativity. Instead of anger, he chose purifying fire. His inner conflict made him the most human of the gods, one who knows the price of loneliness. Hephaestus's forges were located not only on Olympus, but also beneath volcanoes, where the earth breathes fire. People believed that earthquakes and eruptions were echoes of his work. He became the god of underground flames, craftsmen, and those who work with their hands. Mortals saw him not as a distant deity, but as a patron who understood the fatigue and strain of labor. Hephaestus became a bridge between gods and humans, because his power was understood by both. Hephaestus remained a symbol of the fact that greatness does not always come from perfection. His lameness became a sign of endurance and fire, not a destructive force, but the beginning of creation. He did not seek worship, only the opportunity to create. And therein lay his true power. When the world changes, when a new weapon or a new tool is born, there is always an echo of his hammer. For where there is fire, labor, and will, there is Hephaestus, the god who turned pain into strength. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share your impressions of the video.